Hey there, everybody. This is Jen's pooah or pooah. I thought this would somewhat lighthearted view on my past. Well, mainly when it comes to dating and relationships in the pooah scene and other stuff. It's been somewhat. Actually, it's been up and down. It's been getting better. There's a lot of craziness that's been happening with, like, either, I don't know if it's with my diet change or what. I think it has to do with some other things with my fogginess and just not quite feeling myself. But I think with the Reiki that I just did, Reiki massage, and the hall sync and a lot of other things I'm doing, and I'm working on my book and other things that things will be accomplished. And it also might be a bit of a rant and rave because frankly, people piss me off, especially when they're like rude or they just have limiting beliefs of any kind. I know that's a bit hypocritical because I can be, even though I'm like into a lot of spiritual things and other stuff, I'm pretty sarcastic and I like to give people shit. But truly believe that I like to quote off Course in Miracles, and it was wrongly said that Nelson Mandela said it, but it says our greatest fear is not that we are inadequate, but our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond control. And I think the inverse is actually also very true too, is that is also maybe our deepest fear is that we're like really bad or other people are bad. And also when you say like limiting beliefs or generalizations, especially when it comes to dating or going places in it, I mainly, because I've been going to strip clubs, and then people are saying, well, if you went to clubs or bars, or maybe you'd have more luck. Well, I don't know, that's true, sorta. At malls and clubs and bars and grocery stores, there's a lot more people and probably a lot more chicks. Doesn't mean I'll have more luck though, because I've tried that in the past and I've used that a lot more in the past. And they've also said, well, they're just out to get tips or out to get money. Well, that is true, but I don't really buy into other people's frames of reference or perspectives. And that's not to say that yeah, that may be true, but there's always other opinions or perspectives that are contrary to that. I remember the last time I went out, when I went to the strip club, there was a guy, or one of the last times I went out, there was a guy that bought me a drink and a lap dance, and he said that he's gotten numbers before, even though they say that they don't date any customers. And if you go outside the frame of the customer and you more go as a friend or just someone visiting there, and if you befriend the bar staff, the waitress, the security guard and other stuff, it's not like it's going to be easy. It's not, probably just different. I mean, maybe even harder than other people, but it's not like, especially with where I'm at, especially with Hall Sync, like a lot of stuff is coming, we're like bubbling up to the surface and becoming a lot more aware. Change isn't probably happening as quick as I'd like it, but it's but I feel like a lot more focused and I'm a lot more disciplined, at least for the most part. But when I don't do approaches or I don't approach people, I'm definitely not going to get any number closes or set up a date, and that's not going to do it. And someone else, this pissed me off, is someone said, why don't you just lower your standards? And no, I'm not going to. And I'm not going to quit pooah for the last fucking time. I know this stuff is a little bit different, but I hate that people like bash on it, or PUA hate. It's a bunch of fucking retards. Yeah, there might be people with inner game issues or psychological issues, but I think for the most part, even behind all the marketing and all the money goes beyond, there are people that genuinely want to help and genuinely want to help. And I think that things like looks and fame and other stuff that helps, and like an innate personality or traits, but you can develop it. And I've seen people build upon it, but I'm not gonna like quit or give up or be like an AFC or chode, I guess if you want to use pooah terms. And a lot of it has to do with spiritual success, and I think spirituality, and financial success, and even health and dating relationships, they're all intertied. And a lot of people don't really realize the connection. It's also the connection between the spirit, mind, and body. It also doesn't help when people, like, the map is not territory. I've heard that in NLP. And just because on a map, or someone says something is a certain way, or it's always been that certain way, that's only a limited view, and that's only so much information, because out of all the information that our senses, that are from our sensory inputs, we can only process and analyze and look at so much. And it's much better to go about it in a scientific way. Like, I know people are trying to give me advice, but it's pretty general and vague. If you really think it's something innovative or something practical, like something I can take out there and use, then like write an article, write a book, or do something about it. But be confident, be yourself. That's pretty vague. I mean, that's what I'm trying to do, but I'm trying to be my best self and work on my confidence, and I can't, and working and go more of towards a goal, or towards a mentality and belief system, instead of away from mentality, which I learned also from neuro-linguistic programming, which I believe a lot of people have. A lot of people focus on the negative, or like the news, it's just negative. Someone died, someone's kidnapped, blah, 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 blah. And I think it's just sort of ingrained in social conditioning. But, I admit that for a lot of the time, and other stuff that people are jumping, but for many reasons, either my own excuses, or I talk myself out of things, or I get distracted, or I procrastinate. But I'm really working on I believe, like hollow sync and binaural beats, and with my diet and the supplements that I'm taking. I'm not taking a whole lot of supplements, but I'm taking daily multivitamin, probiotic, and omega-3, and I think that'll help out a lot. And I feel that in a few months' time, that I'll be a lot more closer to my goals and what I actually want. And I hope that with my book, I want it to be a self-help, spiritual, like how-to, self-hacking, a lot of other things. But I want it to really like try and open people's minds, because that's one of my pet peeves, and things that drive me nuts is like just how society is sometimes, and how people are sometimes, and how that conditioned to just act and behave or think a certain way because the news, television, or some actor, how a movie is, or how it's on. Like, that isn't reality. Just because it's on television or because someone says something is true doesn't mean it's always true. I mean, there's only a few limited things that people actually know as definite facts, and a lot of other things are just theories and thoughts. But I'm going to do pooah, and I'm going to, even though I haven't gotten a number posing well, and I haven't gotten really any success, but I'd rather do a more scientific approach, use psychology, social psychology, evolutionary psychology, social dynamics, neuro-linguistic programming, spiritual stuff, self-help, a lot of stuff that's more scientific and more proven than just using some general, vague, conventional wisdom like be yourself, be confident, or just let it happen, because things happen, but you also have to make it happen. And it's not like law of attraction, like you're going to visualize it and think of it, and then like it's going to show up on your doorstep the next day. Like, maybe that works to some extent. It might be cosmic forces or some other shit, but frankly, I think for the large majority, that's a bunch of bullshit. Anyways, that's my pooah journey. I guess it sort of, I just went off and off and off, but yeah, peace.